Hello dear all, welcome again in Business Days TV studio. I have here with me Luke Fisher, CEO and founder Thanksbox. He is one of our special guest speakers at the conference and at Business TV studio. Please tell us what were the main ideas that you presented today to the HR people in the conference.
Sure. So I talked a lot today about HR and engagement being very much overhyped and over-researched at the moment. Talked about how marketing and HR are actually fairly similar. So their task is to better understand people, with marketing being focused externally and HR being focused internally, and how they can do that through data analytics, different methods and ways of approaching and understanding engagement, and then some handy tips to finish.
Please tell us a few handy tips.
So I gave three takeaways. One was people are people first, then employees. So treat me as a person and not as an employee, and that you should understand those people are different. That at the heart of every relationship, which is what we believe engagement is about, an emotional commitment to a company, is communication. And communication is about two people speaking, and that might be colleagues, that might be an employee and a manager, or it might be the organisation and the employee. But communication is at the heart of that relationship, leading to alignment and understanding. And then the third one was that every individual has their own experience of your organisation, so make every effort to maintain your standards with every single individual. That was my three.
Okay, what are the solutions that you provide through Thanksbox to companies for the engagement of the employees? Can you name a few that are the most successful, let's say, and widespread?
Sure. So Thanksbox is a platform, a technology platform that has a number of different modules or components to it. One of them is employee recognition, one is employee rewards, another is challenges from the leadership team that employees can respond with ideas, and another is a surveying tool. And then we track every interaction on the platform and allow analytics to be provided to the HR team, correlated to some of their workforce data or their performance data or their talent data.
Well, what are the most widespread concerns of HRs in England, let's say?
The most widespread, so I think employee engagement is really high on the agenda of everybody, but I think employee engagement is somewhat misunderstood and sometimes overhyped. So do people understand the outcomes of engagement? Yes, because it's well researched. Do people understand the methods to understand whether people are engaged or not, like a survey? Yes, they do. But when it goes down to that next level of detail and actually achieving a level of engagement with those individuals is where it becomes much more complicated. The action and the delivery and understanding as things continue to evolve is what's much more complicated than completing a survey, for example.
Can you give us three what's misunderstood or wrong, let's say, and what is the right thing to do for the engagement?
I think it's not necessarily that it's wrong. I think that there's so Gallup, for example, have 12 different components to engagement. Some would be, have you received praise in the last 7 days? Another might be, do you have a best friend at work? Another might be, have you had the opportunity to develop your career in the last 12 months? And they're questions that, to me as an individual, I wouldn't speak to my mates in the pub like that. So I think some of the problems are that an employee, in the way that they're asked to understand and interpret some academic questions, can be sometimes quite complicated. That if you sat down and had a coffee with them, it would be different. And now social communication tools like Facebook or like Instagram mean that we communicate our story in a really different way. That organisations yet, I don't think, have really caught up with the opportunity that HR teams have to enable their organisation to communicate much more effectively about the things that matter to them most, and then be able to process and inform their strategies with the data that comes from those conversations. Does that help?
Yeah, a lot.
or answer your question.
You answer my questions very specifically, and thank you for that.
And quickly, I'm told. I'm told I speak too fast.
No, you slowed it down
Okay,
in
good.
the Business Days TV show. Please tell us one last message for our viewers. What is the essence of of your experience and what you want to share with the HRs?
It's a big question. For the audience, I think that the most important thing is that this stuff isn't impossible, and there's a lot of people out there to really help you to do it. So spend time speaking to those that aren't necessarily the traditional players, because you have the opportunity, from what I've heard, especially in Romania, to jump the technology that's been used in the likes of the UK and the US for years and years and years. So engagement surveys hasn't changed since the 1960s. So, but the adoption has been widely adopted in the likes of the UK, but engagement surveys seem relatively new here. So you don't have to take what was the legacy technology and the mechanisms and ways of capturing that information. You can skip to the next ones. So don't just rely on what's happening in other locations. Try some of the unproven stuff and some of the innovators like Thanksbox out there to see how we can help you to rethink the engagement approach and deliver better business outcomes.
Thank you very much, Luke. Thank
Thanks.
you for being again with us, and see you later.
Bye.
Bye.